Well, hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. We have a great master topic for the week. We'll get to that in just a minute. But if this is your very first time with me, I want to say welcome and thank you. If you've been here many times before, well, of course, I want to say thank you and, of course, welcome back. Some news that I want to share with you guys. I'm not telling you too much about the book, but what I do want to let you know is that I just finished chapter 12. There are going to be 14 chapters of the book. And what I can tell you is the book's going to be, looks like somewhere around, I don't know, 110, 115 pages, give or take a little bit. And if you read each chapter, it's a motivational book. It's a very easy read. You will be able to do that in about a half hour with doing the exercises. So it's not just reading the book because reading doesn't do anything for us, right? We have to actually apply these things into our life. So don't forget to check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, of course, inspiring creations, which you can do 24 hours a day. Well, friends, this is our very last show in the month of February. Tomorrow, we're on the new master topic today because we go from Saturday to Friday. But tomorrow is Sunday, and we're kicking off not a new master series, but a new month. And there's a lot happening in March. So we'll get to that later. My book is scheduled to go to press. It looks like it'll be April, and it will be dedicated to my parents the middle of April, around the 18th. And then it looks like the public release of the book will actually be in probably early May. So very excited about that. And then the book tour will start soon after that. All right, guys. So let's kick this show up. But before I do want to let you know that if you're thirsty, if you're hungry, I don't want you famished during the show. No, don't want anybody starving here. So what I encourage you to do is to, yes, go grab yourself something. Maybe that's a treat. Maybe that's a drink. Maybe that's water. Maybe it's something else. Whatever that is, feel free to grab that. And I think you guys will find that it is pretty amazing uh, to see what's going on and all the great things that we are doing. So, again, I want to say thank you to everyone here. Again, we have an amazing, 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 amazing show. And I know that you're probably going to really appreciate the value that I'm bringing to the table because I definitely am bringing, I'm definitely bringing a lot of value here to the table. And I think that's an important thing, to realize is all the value that I'm bringing. And so the book, I'm excited about the book. Like I said, the book, we'll have more details on the book later on for those of you that are wondering. But I'm really excited about the book. And again, we have a pause to reflect at the end of each chapter. So that's kind of cool because you get to read and then you also get to go back and, well, practice what you learned in the chapter from my live lessons in my life. So I think that's a pretty cool thing, guys. And so, any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kick this show off. Are you guys ready for the show? I know you are. So, let's kick this show off. All right, everyone. This is Inspirations for Your Life. It is series 5, which means we're in our 5th year. We've been on the year 4 years, and now we're going to be going just about into our 3rd month very soon. And this is show 10, and this is episode number 1. All right, let's kick it off. All right, everyone. So, again, it is such a privilege and a pleasure to be with you. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I'm an engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, keynote speaker, graduate student, and yes, a passionate lifelong learner. And pretty soon I will be a published author. I'm really excited for that moment. So, our master topic for the week is strength in choice, clarity, courage, and calm power. Saturday's granular topic is awareness and mindfulness. Awareness turns habits into conscious choices. Pausing multiplies decision impact. Spot patterns before they actually control you. Each choice builds self trust. Small actions compound into results. And I think that's one for a lot of people to have a hard time with is that our results, they compound over time. Okay. They compound over time. That is probably one of the most important things that I can share with you guys, that it is something over time. All right. So, our next thing I want to share with you is this: avoid distractions, folks, that drain your energy. Because, when they drain your energy, you're wondering why you can't do anything. It's because, well, you've eaten up all your fuel. Focus sharpens your intuition. So, continue to focus every day. Observation prevents repeated mistakes. Awareness clarifies priorities fast. And conscious attention protects mental bandwidth. Catch your impulses before they hijack your energy, not after. So I'm asking you to be what? I'm asking you to be proactive. I'm asking you to be proactive. I think that's a very important thing to understand. Is we have to understand what that means and why that means something, because I think those are things that a lot of people just don't get, right? They just don't, we just don't get them. And maybe you're wondering why things are a certain way, and it's because of your perception. Because of your perception. That's a very interesting thing, if you ask me. Our perceptions become our reality. Our perceptions become our reality. Let's pause there for a moment and let's think about that. So, when we put on a different pair of glasses or lenses, we actually change the energy around us. Awareness clears mental clutter. Being present boosts effectiveness. Pause to see forbidden traps. Obstacles become opportunities through awareness. Recognize harmful patterns to continue to grow the resilience around you. Now, that's pretty deep, guys, if you ask me. Conscious living keeps focus intact. Okay. Awareness strengthens emotional control. Mindful choices accelerate our growth. Awareness improves judgment under pressure. Fix energy leaks before they spread. Once they spread, it's harder to manage them. Awareness quietly fuels confidence. Yeah. Mindful attention prevents any ounce of regret. Align your actions, guys, with your values. Awareness uncovers hidden opportunities. Just an awareness. Micro choices create outsized impact. Awareness multiplies focus and clarity. Mindful actions build unstoppable momentum. Awareness strengthens your identity. And you might say, John, how is that even possible? Well, that happens because you shift in how you're thinking and what you're doing. Deliberate living starts with noticing. Another word for noticing is what, guys? It's awareness. It's awareness. Okay. It's awareness. And I think as we think about awareness day in and day out, there's so many different parts to awareness. So awareness helps us to make choices in our life. It helps us to make choices. Okay? It helps us make choices. I think that's a very important thing. How it helps us make those choices. How does it do that? How does it help us do that? Well, perspective, a shift happens. A shift happens to where we are in life, but to where we're going. Where we're going is not something that we always know about. It comes from our choices. It comes from the paths that we're working on. And these paths lead us different ways. But just changing your awareness on one thing in your life can dramatically affect the trajectory and the path that you take. Why? Awareness gets us to focus. Awareness gets us to understand, and it gets us to evaluate. Awareness gets us to see there's more than what's on the surface or what appears to be on the surface. Sometimes we say the words, we've just scratched the surface. That means we haven't dug deep. We've just seen the cursory preview. Why? Because of a choice we made. Because of a choice that I made. And choices that we make happen every day, but sometimes they don't actually give us the clarity all at once. They allow us to ponder, they allow us to sit back, they allow us to observe. But when we're aware of something, we're paying attention to all of its characteristics. Let me see if I can give you an example. Maybe you're aware of your car. When you get into your car, you're aware of everything from opening the door, the sensation you feel on your hand. The moment you sit on the seat, you can feel that in your body. The temperature in the car. The sound from your car once it starts up if you haven't automatically started already before you got there. And these bits of awareness prep us for what's going to come next. And you might say to me, John, what do you mean what's going to come next? So what we're hearing in the car, what we're seeing, these different senses of ours get us to understand that there might be more than what we're hearing. There might be more than what we're just seeing. But the big multi-million dollar question I like to ask is, why is it that people choose not to be aware? Being aware doesn't cost anything. It's free. But why is it people don't choose to be aware? Being aware, to give you another example, maybe some of you ever heard the phrase, sit quietly like a lion. And attune your ears like the lion so that you could hear a pin drop around you. Think of yourself as a lion for a moment, sitting on the edge of your chair and noticing the subtle sounds of a pin drop. that gets us to be highly focused. Now, maybe there is no pin drop, but because I've gotten you attuned to a certain state, you are probably not going to miss a heartbeat. You're not going to miss a voice. You're not going to miss a heartbeat. The reason people miss the heartbeats is because of things that are said or things that are not said. And this changes people's, I'm going to say, illusion. But that illusion, guys, becomes people's reality. It becomes people's reality. And that reality adapts to how one acts, how one talks, how one responds. And responding is something interesting because we don't all respond the same way. But when we're in an environment that has a different type of stimuli, it causes us to go internally. You ever notice that the quieter things are, the more you pay attention of what's inside your body, right? That's not an accident. That's by design. I like to call it silencing the chattering monkeys that are inside our head. Now, there aren't really any chattering monkeys. What there are is sounds, there's words, there's thoughts. And these thoughts cause us to pivot. So you're already focused on something, and now you get a thought. You know what's going to happen? You're going to pivot away from something. Pivot away. And by pivoting away, you change. Sometimes the change could be as subtle as what you're doing. It could be what you're saying. It could even be what track you're listening to. Now, that's a really interesting one. So in our world, we have lots of tracks playing. Some of them are tracks that are just giving us thought, let's say. Other tracks or signals are giving us other sounds. We're getting tracks from our sight. So we hear, we see, we touch, we smell, and we have something called proprioception. What the heck, John, is proprioception? Okay, well, I have a pen in my hand. You could take my word for it if you're listening to the audio cast only. And this pen is in my hand. If I was to close my eyes and I was to move my hand back like a dart and get ready to almost throw it, if I open my eyes, I could tell with my eyes, it goes, that my arm had changed its positioning. We call that proprioception. So see, hear, touch, taste, and proprioception. Proprioception is also important for robots. We use different things like accelerometers to tell what position the arm is in or the joint is in at the moment. Proprioception works even on any part of your body. You can close your eyes and move your foot to the right, and you could tell that your foot is to the right. We call that proprioception. But when we talk about a choice, A choice is something that has put before us. Maybe we're deciding to paint a house. We have thousands of colors we can choose from. If the color we see is not there on the shelf, don't worry about it, because they have thousands, if not more than that you can just tell them what color you want. They scan it, and it mixes and matches the base color and additional colors to give you the final color that you want. Most colors start with a white, depending on what it is. And so, thinking about choice. So, we make a choice based on a decision we're analyzing. But what can help us with a decision? So, here's the thing. If it's something financial, we don't want to make the decision with our gut. We want to look at the data. Too many people get a feeling like, oh, I'm going to do that. But that feeling could be wrong because it's not backed up, either supported or not supported, by data. And then when something goes a way you don't like and you're unhappy because you spent money on those resources, you can say, well, I never analyzed that data in accordance to what choice I was making. So we have data for lots of things in life. We have data that helps us make logical decisions based on numbers. We can evaluate things based on the quality. We can evaluate things based on the quantity. So we have qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. We would see a lot of, let's say, quantitative analysis when we get to things like the stock market. What KPIs, what key performance indexes are causing this jump, right? What's causing that jump? We analyze it, right? And understanding key performance indicators is vital for not only achieving success, but for maintaining it. Data is a tool. Now, of course, we can analyze it and gather it different ways. But what we're doing is we're building a system. And that system helps us to be able to either quantify or qualify it quantitatively or qualitatively. Remember, qualitatively talks about the quality of something based on some standards. Quantitative deals with numbers. Is it higher? Is it lower? Is it percentage this higher? Is it this percentage lower? Right? What's a threshold? Number or percentage? For example, when we round, right? If the number is below 4, so let's say if it's 54, we round down to 50. If it's 55 or higher, we round up to 60. That's a quantitative rule for rounding. And there are lots of different rules. There are lots of different, I'll call them boundaries. And there are lots of different premises that we can affect if we've chosen to become aware. Lots of people say to me, were you not aware of this? Maybe you go into a service station and your tire is flat. The service person comes out and says, were you not aware that your back tire was flat as a doornail? No, I wasn't. Well, you were riding on fumes. A few more rolls and your car might have popped. And I think making a choice to analyze data and then review that data, okay, can give us the flexibility to move up or down. Remember, I said something to you guys a long time ago. If we want to change something, the first thing we have to do is we have to be able to measure it. If we cannot measure something, guess what? We can't affect it positively or negatively because we don't know if what we're doing is making an effect. How are we measuring it? How do the Nielsen's measure TV? I don't know if they still do it. They would send out $1 or $2 to you, right? And because the honor system, they're like, oh, of course you're going to do it, right? And then you would answer the questions and you would send it back to them. What TV program? Now we have boxes that do it all electronically, but they are doing a quantitative analysis to see how many people are watching CNN, how many people are watching Fox News, and not just how many people are watching it, but at what times. Because then this gets them to understand where and when most people are watching. So they know not only the time, they know the demographic, and they know the location of the United States where the people are watching from. That's key, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, but you can catch all of my tools and strategies for building clarity, courage, and, of course, deliberate action. Where else? At believemeachieve.com. You'll find shorts and long-form content, reels available to you 24 hours a day, which, by the way, you can watch on any of your mobile or other electronic devices like computers, etc. And the question I have for you is not if you're going to measure today, but will you keep measuring on a consistent basis? That's the key, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening, and I'm going to catch you real soon, all right? Check out believemeachieve.com and have a great one, everyone. Be well.